Hello, hello, hello. Give me 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Hello, 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 my buddy. Another beautiful day, man. That was a great video that you gave me yesterday. Man, if that isn't it all in a nutshell, AJ Blind. Hey, Clutch, oh man, my brother from another mother, man. Um, if that video isn't exactly what we're looking at, I have no idea what to tell anybody other than the UN. I don't know if this is a trigger word, but um, if you want a dose of reality, right, of what is real and not just fear, right? Well, let me go ahead and click that real quick. And not just fear, but just, the actual plan of what they're doing. And to be honest, like the plan itself, right? Uh, seemed had its own fear and excitement in it, like um and when I say excitement, right, I'm not talking about positive waiting for Christmas excitement. I'm talking about um just appalling type stuff. Oh yeah, that's no problem, Faith, everything is cool, don't worry about it. um it's okay, it's okay. If you want to yeah, that's fine, that's fine. We got Clutch and Chris here. And so yeah, everything is so like, yeah, like that video. Okay, so I'm gonna share it with you guys. I think I'm gonna share it on my Skype, because I have a Skype where I got like a group of people to like send stuff to. I could send like 30 people at once. I'd like to get everybody on there, like I would like to get, like, the whole group on this Skype thing, because okay, have you ever been on like one of those emails? It's like and not emails, but like text messages where it's a group and it's like annoying as hell, and you can't you can't escape this group text. It's just the most horrific thing ever. Right? It's like, like you don't even know who's sending you a text. Someone could be answering it like 4 days later, and all of a sudden this thing pops back up in your life. And so to avoid a monster like that, right, but to still give me an opportunity to talk to all of you at one time, right, would be helpful, because just because of how much time that saves me. You know what I mean? And yeah, okay, so cool. You'll create a Skype. That's good. And I think, Clutch, I think I have your Skype. I'm not sure. I don't know if you've ever gotten a Skype from me, but if not, oh, so the video that we're talking about now. Now here's the thing about it. I went on. So AJ Blunt sent me the video, right? And so I watched the video, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna try to watch more from this guy, just to see what else there is, right? And there's a whole bunch of them on there, but like they're all in different languages. Like, it's like it's set up, man, where anybody could get it, could get it, but there's only one video from it. Yeah, I mean, I like this one's from like 2005, right? Like if I would have seen this back in the day, this might have woken me up because I was already kind of awake to the New York thing like in 2007-ish, right? And then I took a break from truth until 2017, 2016, something like that. Hey Bubba, how you doing, brother? Wow, man. I'm glad that you got your channel back, man. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. 7,000 subscribers, that it people don't understand just how hard that is to build that up, And I got a backup channel with like, 50 subscribers on it, and I'm like, "Oh man, how am I going to like build that up?" And I'd love for people to subscribe to Good Servant too, but because just in case, but I'm glad you got your channel back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Shannon. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. So, what I'll do is I'll pass this video on to you guys, man. But it's about like the UN, right? And their plan, basically, their plan for education, their plan for religion, their plan for world politics. I mean, it's just everything, and they're overt about it. Like they're not even secretive about it. Like they are Satanists, and they worship Satan, and that's what it is, right? Like they don't even they don't even hide that fact. In fact, the the book that they were going to use for the kids for school is Alice Bailey, right? I think it's Alice Bailey. If somebody knows the name of that, that would be great. I think it's Alice Bailey. Is there she wrote all the books that they're going to use, right? She's a Satanist, right? Or he. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I think it's a she. And they're all about worshiping a deity, right? And they said, all religions form into one, and whatever deity shows up, like they're going to go with that. And of course, it all lines up because every one of these religions is waiting for their Messiah, right? That like so if the Jewish people have denied Jesus, they're waiting for their Messiah, right? And same with the Muslims, right? They're waiting for their Messiah, right? Hinduism, right? You can slide something in there for that, right? The Egyptians are waiting on Horus, right? And so it's just amazing, right? What they're willing to say in this plan that people have voted for. This is policy that is in place right now. They're teaching our children, right? They're teaching children graphic sexual stuff, man. And they say it's to prevent people from getting diseases, but I mean they're teaching. I mean the kids are too young to be learning what they're learning, and it's happening. Like, so it said this was a video from like 2005, and it said, okay, well this will be in place by 2005, 6, 7, whatever, and it's in place, man. This is happening. Yeah. Well, Faith, I had to say it in a certain way because um it is what it is, man. No, Bubba is not AJM. Bubba is a news guy. But Bubba's like a alternative news guy. And I would subscribe to him because he does some good work, man. And it's a Christian touch, He's a true truther all the way. Yeah, please subscribe to him, man. That like you won't regret it. I've seen 2 videos from him like in my life, and they are both phenomenal. Yep. So I'm looking forward to more. That's for sure. And yeah, so like just to beat the algorithm, I'm saying these weird, weird terms, and that's that's even part, like this whole thing, right, has been a plan for a long time. Like, okay, so I don't know if you've seen the video that what's his name, that Mike Peanut sent out, right? It said, okay, here's a link to this, they made up another channel to put this one video out that just tells you how the jab works, right? How it wipes out your white blood cells, 1, 2, 3, third shot, right? Like, I gotta wait before I can tell you some more stuff because I have to. Damn, I said a word. But yeah, like it wipes out your immune system, and like it's bad, man. Like we're in trouble. We are in trouble. But I can only tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get medical treatment when I'm sick. I'm not gonna get medical treatment when I'm not sick. So it's up to you guys when you want to get medical treatment. Study the CDC critically, and do what you feel is right. So Bubba on your side says Bubba News is the original channel. Got back the channel by the grace of God last week. Still have 90 strikes. Still have 90 strike to upload again. Using this backup new video last night on the Nephilim. Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. I do want to see one on the Nephilim for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm glad that see, I'll tell you what, like, and this is what I'm gonna tell people that want to do like a spot, like doing that spot on Peanuts, right? Has like introduced me to people that that I could see their stuff or whatever, and subscribe or whatever, and there's already like a few that, right, that it's paid off. And so I think doing spots on people's different platforms, like all of us doing each other's shows and stuff, as far as like bringing the audience over there, I think is important because it opens the door for more people getting saved, more people hearing the news, more people getting connected, and it forms like a web ring to where when we want to put out information, we can share it. But if everyone subscribes to everyone, then if this channel goes down, someone else could just start putting out information. And so, I mean, I know like 100 people, I get 100 clicks sometimes at the most, right? But only like 10 or 20 come in the chat live, you know what I mean? So it's not like I don't know where all these 1,200 people are. I never understood how this whole thing works. But there's probably 100 people that watch the channel, and so if I can get that much on the second channel, I'll be happy. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, click on that link. Yeah. And so yeah, it's good to like to do I mean, look, I'm gonna have to do some shows that are like and I like Peanuts, so I mean it works, that's easy, right? But I think it's time to do shows like, that aren't Christian, go on there and do a spot or something like that. And of course, my agenda, I have an agenda. It's obviously that I want people to believe in Jesus, right? Because that's what I feel the truth is, right? That's what I know the truth to be. And so like it works, to go on somebody's channel, like maybe get um you know a couple people that might want to be saved or something like that, to want to come over here or something like that, or some people here connected to what they have going on over there. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think it helps to do each other's do a spot on each other's show. I'd love to have you on, Bub, if you'd like to come on one day. Like, even if it was like a 20-minute chat, just come in and jump on for 20 minutes or whatever. I'd be good with that, you know. And hey, how you doing, Hannah? What's going on? She even says hello to the foes. God bless you. I'm so happy to see you. I worry about you all the time. Like, I know that out in Australia, we get all that news that it's hard out there, and so I think about all of you really, but I do think about like your situation, Hannah, a lot. And yeah, so yeah, for sure, subscribe to that channel, and subscribe to his regular Bubba News channel too. Yeah. See, and I think Faith should go live. Like, it's like, especially if she wants to change, like if you want to change the way you talk on your videos sometimes, like maybe like maybe like avoid the code words or something. Then you could go live once in a while. I wouldn't mind doing a spot, to where get you started or something. Like, I don't mind doing that stuff at all. And I had like some nicotine lozenges. Hold on a second. I had some nicotine lozenges. I think I lost them. That's weird. How do you lose a big tube of nicotine lozenges? They just crawled away. That's my what do you call it? That's a habit that I'm like scared of, nicotine. Like, I don't smoke or chew tobacco, and I haven't for like 10 years, right? Or longer almost. But I still eat the nicotine lozenges sometimes. I mean, we're talking 10 years, more than a decade later. That's how strong this addiction is. Is that crazy or what? Totally crazy. And it's like, man, I think about like, is that pharmakia, And then there's like one psych med that I'm trying to quit. And I'm like, man, this is like, I just hope that God knows I'm doing my best. It feels hypocritical sometimes. I'm like, oh man, I'm still doing this, and I know we're all not perfect, but I want to like be as best I can. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh wow, won't even be discussing device inserted into people's shoulders. Stay from any. Oh yeah, of course, of course. Well, yeah, I mean, if I say don't do it, right? If I say don't do it, um, then I get strike for medical giving medical advice. But if I say get it, right? Then it's all good, right? That's the crazy part of it, right? So it's very selective on how that works, right? So it's a community guideline strike for giving medical advice without a license or something crazy, right? Medical misinformation, right? But if you say get it, right, then it's unbelievable to me. That's unbelievable to me. You tell somebody to think critically before they, like, hey, think about it, ask questions, blah blah blah, right? That is against the rules. If I said the actual, the word right before that, right? Even if somebody like, even sometimes some words that people type in the chat could trigger it. I can't say it right now, but I will if you guys want to know. But it could be, yeah. I mean, isn't that, you couldn't even talk about that? Oh my God. Wow. Well, conflicted with their, wow, man. What kind of world are we living in, man? It's like all these all these movies like 1984 and They Live and all that, they're all documentaries now, man. Like, this is how it works. Like, if you want to know how the world works, watch those movies, you know? And it's weird because you should think that you could that you would understand uh the world by watching, you know, some kind of news, right? Like, but it's just unbelievable, man. I mean, what are we gonna do? I mean, the UN, man, is like, I mean, ever since it was formed, right? It has been about this one world agenda to build Babylon. I mean, this is what it is. Like, they're overt about it, making the state, this, you know, the man, I can't even talk about it. That's the crazy part. Where do we live, man? I mean, I'm just on a box, man. I'm a small guy, man, streaming. You know what I mean? There's 10 people in the chat, man, right? And I gotta like mince my words, right? Because of all this stuff, man. What are we doing, man? Oh, I know, and I feel bad for Faith, man. I mean, for Hannah. But wasn't that wasn't I don't want to offend anybody, but wasn't like Australia like meant to be a prison at first? Like they just dropped people off over there, and if you were a criminal, like you, I didn't know. I don't know how it all works. Maybe that's all because who knows about the history that we learned. But I heard that it was like a continent where it was a prison, and they just dropped people off over there. You know, who knows, man? It sounds kind of weird. Um, it sounds kind of weird that they'd give up that big of a piece of land for that. You know, I think like all the stuff they've taught us, man, is all bull crap, man. Probably, I think God split us up onto all different um on all different continents, made us all different colors at that point, right there, magically, right? I mean, everything else doesn't make sense. You know, I think he was trying to keep us from assimilating with each other to form one world again. And yeah, weird how they would have a penal colony, you know? Because if I was a criminal, right, like I would want to be dropped off in a country and start over. That would be like but what do you do with like repeat offenders? Like, you know, it's weird how like you wonder how all the rules started, and did they have like their own government or their own like structure or whatever. I don't know, man. I want new sheep. You know, that this is what I want. I want new sheep to come out of her, right? Like when God says, "Come out of her, my people," that's got to be like YouTube and the world and the church and all that, right? Just come out of her and separate yourself. I want the new sheep to come here and separate themselves. If they can't fully separate, at least take a break here, right? And I want to be holding that last sheep that makes it, you know? I just want to be holding that last sheep, the one that barely makes it, you know? But, you know, just that's what I want so badly. And then we can all get out of here. The fullness of the Gentiles will be in and we'll be ready to leave. Oh yeah, if they call it South China, I mean and that's another word you can't say. But I don't care anymore, man. Like there's some that I just don't care about anymore. They're not going to keep me from saying China. Like 90% of the stuff that I own was made there, you know? I mean, there was a 4th of July festival I was at. This is I don't know, it might have been right before or right after I was in the military. But all the little flags were made in China. The little flags, the American flags. No, I mean like I don't care about like yeah, if they want to give me a community whatever for that, I don't care. But the medical stuff, I don't want to go to jail. You know, that's the whole thing. Like if it was just a channel, then that's fine. But like medical advice, man, I don't know, man. Especially with these new terms that they came out with, I haven't read all through all that, and they had some weird stuff in the Amazon. It was the Amazon terms and conditions, right? They had some weird stuff in there, man, about bodies reanimating. You know, like weird stuff. You know. Cold Springs Queen, you're taking off. Oh, you're gonna be dry. Okay, you're just gonna be away from keyboard. Yeah, yeah, it's just insane what we got to think about. It's all being done behind our backs, right? Yeah, you're right, Bubba. Secret deals with China. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is happening. The reason why it's getting more strict and the masks are a big deal, right? Is we're slowly assimilating to what that government is doing already. Like they're getting us ready. This like we're gonna have to be living like them. This is happening, man. This is not like I try to explain it to my kid. You know, like this is the best way I could say it. Is it just like look at history, right? And like let's not be in denial. Forget about Shakespeare and walking around in tights and all that. There was a time for that, right? And there's going to be another time for that. People were walking around in tights, right? But the reality is that people with guns have got to fight every like 50, 100 years. That's it. I mean, there's a war. In 100 years, there's 3 wars, you know? And you don't, win a fight in 1700 and then you just get freedom for the rest of okay, we fought for independence in 1700. It's all good now. Yeah, it's all controlled, man. And we're gonna end up being like we're gonna end up being in everyone's gonna live in a box, man, a cube, and it'll be like what's that movie, man, where they all fight to the death. Where you when you're hungry, you got to put a ticket in the thing. Hunger Games, man. It'll be like that, man. Like we'll be in sectors, right? One sector will just do coal, right? Which we already have that, really. There are towns where you have to be a coal miner or you got to get out of there, join the military or something like that. But there's no way out. It's there or nothing. If you want to stay in that area. And when your life is simple like that, and this is the area, sometimes it's hard to leave. And people get jobs where they die when they're 50, man. I mean, this is reality, man. Now, there's things that I'm scared of, right? Far more than death. I'm not scared to die by any stretch, but I don't want to be hungry, right? I don't want to be sick, right? Like these are things that I would prefer not to be. I mean, the number one thing is I don't want to see any of my family members suffer, right? But this is where we're headed, right? This is it. I mean, like, it, it's not time to wait, right? If you want to tell your family members about getting right with Jesus, right, accepting the gift of salvation, and starting a life of allowing Jesus to be our Lord, which is what He is. I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is about that. I mean, as loving and forgiving as He is, it's amazing that there's people that would even fight that. Like, especially when for a reasonable people, okay, for a reasonable person that sat down with me, right? Let's say they are just a normie, right? If they're reasonable, I could almost prove God in like a couple hours. I mean, this is where we are with this stuff, right? Because with the advent of the internet, right? And I know that like YouTube probably didn't get good, real good until about like 2007-ish when, that's when you could type anything in and so into something would pop up. You can everything was in the computer pretty much. Like no matter what you wanted to know, you could type it in there. And so from 2007 until now, we were able to scrutinize everything we've been told, right? We didn't have that ability before, and we didn't have access to each other before. And that changed everything. I don't think they were ready for it. I think they wanted to spit their propaganda with the internet, and they thought we would just have cat videos or whatever. But some of us climbed up, and got a little tiny platform, and it is what it is, right? And they tried to infiltrate that. And they did. They did infiltrate that. But and they made us hunt and peck for information instead of being able to get information just straight from like a Christian source, right? Because above being a Christian, right, which there is nothing above that, but like we're just truthers. We're just people that accept the truth, right? The truth all the way. If you follow it all the way, the rabbit hole to the end, it's just basically that they're trying to hide the fact that Jesus is our Lord and Savior. And they don't want us to accept it because they don't want us to make it. And then when you try to share that with people, like, hey, look, you can make it too. Like, I found this, I found the answer and I feel so much joy and I feel so much peace and I can't wait because it's so much confirmation, right? And it's for real. And, you're excited, right? And then people hate you for trying to share it with them. Like, oh, look at these judgmental people, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, because that's the image you got from the world. The world gave you this image of what we are, right? We're broken people, like that, like need God, right? And we want to find other people like us, right? Another sheep out there that's just like us that hasn't found God yet. And yeah, I mean, Tom's not here right now. I know it'd be great if he was here. I mean, if I had the show at about a couple hours earlier, right? Tom would be here every day. I'd probably only have him for about 20 or 30 minutes, but yeah, he would be here every day. But I don't know how you guys would handle that 2 hours earlier. I don't know if that's good. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Oh yeah, when I can't believe that, man, how they treat veterans, man. It's just unbelievable, man. But see, like here's the thing, right? Is that they'll take care of veterans, right? They will, like, financially, right? They like if you're on a pension or whatever, and that you'll have access to the commissary, that kind of thing, right? Because they want to keep us out of the crowds, right? Like, I know we're all old and broke down, right? But they don't want us in those crowds when there's talk about civil unrest, right? They want to keep us on the dependent on the government so that we stay out of it, right? Because there's more of us than there are of them. That's the whole thing by like 10 times probably. There's not that many soldiers, compared to how many veterans there are. But civil forfeiture, that's unbelievable. Like if they like get your money somehow, that like they get a piece of it. That's crazy, man. Like if you had like if you had like $1,500 in your pocket, right, and they take it from you, for evidence or whatever, they give the cops a certain amount of that, like a bonus. Do they give them a bonus for that? Make sure that I'm getting that right, Chris, because that's insane. If that's how it works. Oh yeah, the anagram for the new variant is moronic. Moronic. And if people don't get that, I mean that's up to them. If you can't get somebody to read the event 201, right? And if you can't get people to read you know Andy Kaufman's Dr. Andy Kaufman's work on Koch postulates and how to isolate a. Yeah, right, exactly, Hannah. You're right. I mean, but if people can't see those two things, right? The isolating a virus and the thing that Bill Gates did, right? Bill Gates brainchild, like it's just unbelievable. That you can't believe that this is real. You can't. If you know that this plan exactly the way it's happening now was planned like years before like that it's happened, how could you believe that it's real, right? When you know that people are getting bacterial pneumonia like from uh having their mask, like chilling on their car seat as they're and then they put it on and take it off, put it on. Some people are nasty, man. Like I hate to say that, like not everyone cleans themselves every day. This. I mean, it. I mean, I hate. I mean, it's uncomfortable to talk about because I'm not in charge of nobody's hygiene or whatever. But not everybody cleans themselves every day, and put masks on and off and reuse stuff. Right? You're gonna end up getting like bacteria is real. I know that for sure. Like I've seen that under a microscope, and you could get a nasty infection. And if you read, people are faith. It is what it is, right? People are gross. That's a fact. Not only outwardly, right, but people are. They think about horrific things, man. Like it's not everyone is like you inside. Just think about that, right? Like when we're talking about this stuff, there are a large majority of people that don't think there's anything wrong with with what's going on. Like they're like, oh yeah, we know it's cool. We're trying to get fat off of it, like we're trying to be part of it, I mean isn't that crazy? Hey Richie, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I've been thinking about you, especially at the end of the month when I think about you, bud. You know how to email me and Facebook me, right? In case you need me. Yeah, good to see Richie. But yeah, man, it's just unbelievable nowadays, And then like I wonder, right? There's so many occultic families, right, where people are born into it, right, and abused. And what are they told? Right? Are they told that they can't make it? That salvation is not for them or something? Or because that they're not told. I mean, I wasn't told about Jesus or anything like that when I was a kid, right? Like, I mean, my mom was Christian, I think, but she never talked about it. Oh, I'm glad you're doing great, Richie, and that makes me feel happy. That's one less thing for me to worry about. To be honest, you're on my mind a lot, so I'll say that. A lot of you are on my mind a lot. Don't think that I stop thinking about you guys. Like when these shows are over, with some of you guys, that's when it all starts. Because it's time to be in denial is over. Like this is it. Like it can't we can't keep going like this and still make it as people. It can't happen. Have I changed my mind about that, Clutch? Yeah, probably. Hey, homeless in America, my brother. I think about you too a lot. No, I don't know about the best faith. I just want people to like. The only thing I ever want to be known for is that I love God. That's it. Because I've come a long way. I was a broken person. I had broken thinking and broken life, and yeah, I was able to put it back together. But it's all because of God. There's nothing, there's no other good part about me. Except for that God, was very, I mean, just very good to me. And so all glory goes to him for everything, right? Like that's what makes life good for me is him. That's what gives me purpose. That's what gives me the feeling that I have a place in this world, right? And if I didn't have that, my life wouldn't be worth nothing. Zero. But because of him, I feel like it is worth something. And I know that if the better I do, the more I get trusted with, and it makes me happy. The hard part is that people have to see it in your actions, right? Day to day, they have to see you be real, right? Like you can't just say, "Oh yeah, God's in my life, man." And, like I've been touched by the Lord. I'm special, Like it doesn't work that way. If if God is blessing you, you still have to show in your actions that it matters, like that people matter to you, that life matters to you, and yeah, be willing to help. Of course, yeah. If you guys ever need advice or someone to talk to or listen, then I'm always here. You know that. So anyway, I pray for you guys so much, and it's like because I know what it's like to be on this platform and to have be watching all the doom and gloom and to be stuck in it, right? And not only that, but like it's not that the news itself makes you like doom and gloom, because sometimes it's like, okay, it's kind of exciting to get confirmation that it's almost over, right? But like the hard part is not being able to share it with anybody, or that people don't want to listen. That it's weird that like I expected more from people. Like when I became an adult, I was very scared, right? Because I thought, oh yeah, the like scientists are working on stuff, and we got politicians. I thought the world was under control. But when you get old enough to realize that nobody knows what the hell they're doing, man, nobody. I mean, it makes me feel better now that I know that the world is flat and stationary, right? That makes me feel better, because when we were like when I thought we were flying around, that was just very, very scary to me. Yeah, time is short. None of us can. You're right, Bubba. None of us can really comprehend what's coming. It's time to get. Yeah, if you, time. That's what this whole thing is about. I mean, I would love to comfort the people that are in line, right? And say, okay, you guys are with God, and we got to just cut off everyone that's not with God so we could just stay safe, right? But like the real mission is right to bring that new sheep in that maybe has never had God in their life, right? And they're going to be rough around the edges. They're going to be hard to love, right? But that's our job. We got like it's important to God to get that last sheep in here. I mean, God produces all the believers. God does all the work saving people. But if we can be used to be that space, right? To let somebody come out of her, right? Then that's what I want more than anything, is for someone to come by here and say, "Wow, those guys, I like what they're saying. I want to be part of that. Like, I want to be part of that hope, part of that." It's not only is it hope, but there's like a moral quality to it, right? Like it's not chaos. It's not do as thou, do as thou wilt or whatever the hell they'd say. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's time to get right with God. That's it. Bubba said it best. All right, guys. Well, I love you guys, and I'm gonna round out. Time to hit the old dusty trail. So praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. Jesus is the only way to salvation. He's the Lord. And all glory goes to God. And pray for the children. And I'll see you guys tonight at 5 p.m. California time. Love you.